One of the most commented things, the due diligence fee is a scam. I'm Tiffany Weber. I'm a real estate attorney in North Carolina. I've closed thousands of transactions in North Carolina, almost all of them having a due diligence fee. So let me break it down for you, whether it's a scam or not. And it's only been in the last 20 years or so that North Carolina has introduced the due diligence fee in this way. And that's probably why your Uncle Eddie, who's been in his house for 45 years, tells you that's not true. We don't do that here in North Carolina, because he hasn't bought a house since we've been using it like this. And the due diligence fee was introduced as a way to compensate sellers for time off market. And if you're not, doing transactions in North Carolina, that sounds foreign to you, because it is. Most other states don't have something like this. North Carolina still has the opportunities for buyers to walk away at any time. The question just becomes, how much of their deposit do they lose, if any? But I know a lot of other states don't have any sort of, buyers get to walk away and get their money back. North Carolina has tried to give sellers some sort of compensation for time off market. I try to explain to people, consider it like a way to buy your right to look at the house for the due diligence period. And it's non-refundable unless seller has breached. And if you terminate before the due diligence period ends in North Carolina and you've used the standard offer to purchase, then you get your earnest money deposit back. So there's, kind of two checks being written, one to the seller for due diligence, non-refundable, one to the escrow agent, usually the attorney, for the earnest money deposit that is refundable if you terminate before due diligence expires. And some people really don't like this, and that's okay, because it's not required. This is not a legal requirement that you pay a due diligence fee. This is a negotiated term between buyers and sellers. It's true that in North Carolina, a lot of times in the market, sellers are reluctant to accept offers without due diligence fees if they're getting other offers that do include them, because they're getting compensated for their time off market. If the buyer walks, then, they've been ignoring other opportunities or turning down other offers because they're under contract, and then they have to start over. And this is especially true if it's a long lead time before closing. 30-day closing, maybe not so bad, but 90, 120 days to closing, where a seller has given up 4 months off market for a buyer to walk on day 119. This is kind of what has led to the due diligence fee being as commonplace in North Carolina as it is. But as I mentioned, it's not legally required. You do not have to submit an offer to a seller, including a due diligence fee. That is your right. It's also a seller's right to decide whether they accept your offer or not. It's one of those things that, people get mad about that are coming from other states or don't, do a lot of transactions in North Carolina. It's your right to be mad about it. That's fine. You also don't have to submit an offer with it. You also don't have to buy property, one, in North Carolina, or two, would subject you to needing to pay a due diligence fee in order to secure it. Scam? Technically, no, it's not a scam. There's not some secret thing going on to try to rob buyers of money. That's what a scam would be. This is a negotiated amount that is paid to a seller for their time off market that a buyer does not have to pay if they don't want to negotiate to pay it. I'm an attorney licensed in North Carolina, so I don't make the deals. I don't make people decide whether to pay it or not, but I close the transactions where they're involved every day. So I don't really have an opinion on if I think it's a good thing or not. I just know that's what most people do here, because that's just how our market works. Hopefully this video helped you understand the due diligence fee. And on this channel, I post videos to help people understand complicated real estate concepts in North Carolina, even ones that you might not like. So if you want to see more videos just like this one, you can click here.